Blackjack.
Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to another episode. For this one, I'm doing a review for the Wallabies versus the All Blacks. The one encounter that took place in Australia earlier this morning. Yeah. So it was played in Melbourne Cricket Ground, the MCG. It was packed, as I had mentioned in the preview of in this channel. Yeah, packed, good atmosphere, good Australian people in the stands. The All Blacks laid their challenge through the Kappa Opango. And Australia accepted the challenge by presenting the All Blacks with an Aboriginal First Peoples boomerang. Yeah, it was beautiful to watch. It's a cultural spectacle before this game, guys. It was beautiful to watch. So this game had to be fireworks this game, and 3 minutes in, the All Blacks scored a try, guys. 3 minutes into the game, scored a try, opportunistic try actually, because they scored from a Wallaby line out, 5 meters out from Australia's try line. So the ball gets thrown in, and then for some reason Scott Barrett finds, I think, number 9 of the Wallabies, and he tackles him hard over to the Wallabies try line, and then Shannon Frizzell grounds the ball for an All Black try.
Koreki. Oh, wow! Oh!
So bad start from Australia, bad start, and you don't want to start like this, especially as the home side. But that score now is quickly short-lived, because as the Wallabies hit back with their own try under the posts through their 8th man, Valentini.
Over to Valentini with a second effort.
So you're thinking, okay, this is okay. The All Blacks, the Wallabies, are here to play. The Wallabies, I mean, they're hitting back with their own tries here, replying from the earlier try from the All Blacks. Australia looked good earlier on in the game, making some defensive reads, good defensive reads. When the All Blacks are trying to spread the ball, the Australians are reading them very well, making crucial tackles there. Also, they look formidable as Australians when they have the ball. They're using a lot of their one-off runners, big ball carriers. So it's lone runners, Australia. The tactic is to use lone runners when they are attacking the All Blacks, and it's effective, because they have big ball carriers. Guys like Kerevi, Skelton, and Frost were really involved in these loose lone ball carrier runners.
It's away. It's McDermott. Holloway. Led by Brazil. McDermott certainly goes short side. Kerevi. Skelton looking for work.
On the other hand, the All Blacks are doing their usual way of playing rugby. It's heads-up rugby, those short up and under kicks over the Australian defensive wall, finding space behind the wall, especially from Borden Barrett. He's the one who was doing this a lot, the number 15, finding all that space behind.
Barrett mixing things up, bringing it behind. He's Jordan. Takes it on the run.
But the problem with the All Blacks earlier on is that they were not sharp in their ball retention. Whenever they were close to the 22 of the Wallabies, the ball would get turned over, often earlier on in the game.
Sends it away. Mo'unga Talea. Oh, met well. Met heavily. Was Corey Betty rushing in from his wing, and now the penalty. Barrett With an assist there from Rieko Ioane. Australia with good shape over the ball here. Pattai's there, and it's another penalty.
Another tactic I noticed is that the All Blacks, this is something they do though. They like overloading the short side, close on the left side of Mark Telia's side, close to the touchline there. And then they, in this one case, they overloaded that side, the short side with players, and then they used short passes once they found space, breaking through the Australian defense. They used short passes combined with quick offloads to nearly score, but Australia, I think, were up on this one because they managed to prevent a score from the All Blacks. But this tactic was nearly gave them dividends here, the All Blacks. Yeah, it's a tactic they've used actually against Argentina also. When they played Argentina in Mendoza, they used the same tactic of overloading the short side.
So nice control about the All Black performance and some lovely passing, and here's more of it. Beauden Barrett streaking down the left flank. He's got Geordie inside him, and he'll score.
Or the blind side, as they would call it. Yeah, and it works well for them. They like doing it. They will even reset quickly and then overload the short side and then make sure that they have two extra guys, so that what they do is they look at the defense, then they look at how many players they can put there, then they make sure that there's an overlap. You're left wanting that they find space, then they punish you. And the Wallop. So later on in the first half, I think around, I'm not sure about the time, the Wallop is considered a yellow card from playing a ball deliberately offside on the ground through Corey Bete.
Taylor take it behind De Groot there. Corey Bete looked to be offside. You're offside. A long way off.
So the Wallabies go one man down. And one man down, and they start to struggle now. So from that yellow card, the All Blacks now capitalize on it. They hit with their second try from a mall 6 minutes out from half time to Cody Taylor.
To Scott Barrett. Can Will Skelton blow up another All Black small? This one's really well formed. Taylor at the back, patient.
So now, as I said earlier, that the Australians are struggling now with this attack from New Zealand. And New Zealand hits again, follows up with another try from Will Jordan, from a 20-phase, very patient and precise attack from the All Blacks to score this try, a beautiful try from them.
Parecki rides him into the turf. Smith spinning it away for De Groot. Barrett on. Discipline key as well for the Wallabies. Tipped over the top. The Will Jordan.
So the All Blacks are just now using momentum swing, and they are just using this opportunity to really try to kill off, just before the halftime, kill off the Wallabies. After this try from Will Jordan, the game goes to halftime. Australia 7, New Zealand 17. Australia had a good game in the first half, I won't lie to you, especially in the first quarter. They were very good. They looked promising, showing signs of greatness. But that yellow card from Corey Bete really did them dirty. It had an impact, and the Wallop and the All Blacks really started to really find their mojo during that period of time. So the second half starts, and it's very sketchy when it starts second half. It takes about 8 minutes deep into second half. When now it takes about 8 minutes into second half that the Wallabies come close to scoring from using consecutive crash ball carriers inside the New Zealand 22. But in this case, they failed to score, and the ball gets turned over by New Zealand, by Adesavia.
Suggests they need points as well. Valentini sends it down to Liotta. McDermott, Valentini round the corner. McDermott, it's slow coming away. New Zealand go quick. Karevi going himself. Samu Karevi held up in the tackle. They go again. They won't get the try. And he will. To Tupou. Taniela Tupou goes towards the posts. Welese getting a move on. Sevilla over the top. Artie Sevilla wins a penalty.
It was a promising spell from Australia, but it didn't really come off any fruits from this. Now, the fans of Australia are behind their team by this time when they start to attempt to score. When they start to attempt these plays. A few plays later, the Wallabies attempt again to score through a maul. But New Zealand, the maul is very close to New Zealand's try line, by the way. But New Zealand defended very well, and they defused the maul. So the Australia don't get anything from the maul. This is not the first maul that New Zealand defended from Australia. They are very good at defending mauls, New Zealand. They are very good. They are very sharp when it comes to defending mauls. Yeah, they are very good. Especially Scott Barrett is the main guy when it comes to defending the mauls. He's the one who's really leading this pack when they're defending their mauls.
Well, it's a low jump from Arnold at the front. They get the power base set. Welese looking to keep it straight. Arnold dragging him forward. Still moving. Welese. Oh, he's dropped a metre short.
Now, around, I think 60th minute, the Wallabies get a second yellow card of the game through Taniela Tupou. I think he hit someone on the head with a shoulder, and then he gets a yellow card from the referee. And you know, when a yellow card comes, it's not going to look good for the Australians because the All Blacks are really going to be dangerous. And they do the same thing here, the All Blacks. Once Australians consider the yellow card, the All Blacks find themselves inside the Australian red zone, and they score immediately through Caleb Clark.
Sevilla. Met by Cooper.
Let go!
Brazil. Smith going quickly, so dangerous, in close.
Advantage, penalty, offside.
And now they have the penalty advantage as well. They won't need it.
Classic All Black mentality. Just when you think they are asleep, they come on you like that. They score. They opportunistic, very opportunistic. So people always say you cannot sleep when you're playing these guys. Yeah. And by the way, this was New Zealand's first time inside the Wallabies red zone in the second half. So it took 20 minutes for them to make any attempt to score in the second half, the All Blacks, and they scored in their first attempt in the second half to Caleb Clark. After this try, the Wallabies really start to fall apart. They start to crumble. And they concede another try through Mark Talia. Again, the All Blacks follow up with another one because now momentum swing now is on their side, and it's not good for the Australians. And their collapse continues as the All Blacks score. I think this is their third try now in the second half. This try is composed from deep. They run deep from inside their 22 zone, and it's a beautiful hands, ball retention, beautiful hands, support plays, finding space. It's a beautiful link up between the forwards and the back line, and Rieko. And Rieko Ioane is the one who goes to finish off this strike.
Farsi with a run back, Roygaard. Noonga. Scott Barrett reaches for it, they're dummies and goes away and now clears it for Clark. Trying to get away from Nwani Tuasa. Leonard Brown goes towards Cooper, spins away from Cooper and gets them 10 from the line. Roygaard wide now, over the top it goes. It'll sit there though for Ioane. Over to Taleta v. Karon Bete with a stop go spin away for Rico Ioane.
It's a beautiful try from the All Blacks. Beautiful try. Really finishing off a team that's already limping towards the end of the game. After they score this try, nothing much happens in the game until full time. The game ends Australia 7, 38 to New Zealand. Well done to New Zealand. Championship side. I think they've won the cup already. Yeah, they've won the cup actually. Yeah, they're champions of the cup this season. But hard luck to Australia. I think they were really disappointing actually. After the first 25 minutes, they were disappointed. There was nothing much from them. Aaron Smith was good for the All Blacks. His ball service was very good, very impressive. Samu Kerevi was brilliant for the Australians with his hard carries, getting over the advantage line, winning them the meters. Scott Barrett was brilliant, especially in this game. He showed some leadership here. His maul defense is incredible for Scott Barrett. He's very smart, good lock. Talik also was good with his feet, as I mentioned earlier on in this review. Will Jordan was special also, superb. Scored a try on his 23rd test match. He scored his 23rd try actually. So hard luck to Australia. Congrats to New Zealand. Now we wait for the Springboks to play later. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your evening.